Just how strong is the mighty Thor? How superfit is this superhero? As the son of Odin, king of the Asgardians, Thor is among the most powerful members of his race. A group of extra-dimensional beings whose long lives, advanced technology, and unusual abilities led to their being worshipped as the gods of Norse mythology. Even for a comic book character, Thor's power levels and abilities have varied wildly over the years. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to concern ourselves with the version of Thor from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, played by Chris Hemsworth. Yeah! Here's the thing about Thor that makes it kinda hard to figure out how strong he is. Throughout the movies, he's done plenty of amazing feats to show off his power, but most of them involve his hammer Mjolnir. Now Mjolnir doesn't just fire lightning bolts. Thor can summon it to himself wherever he is, and it goes exactly where he wants it to. In fact, that's how he flies, by letting the hammer tow him around. So to find out how strong Thor really is, we have to focus on the things he does without his hammer. Luckily, we have a whole movie that's pretty much about that. Thor Ragnarok, in which Mjolnir is smashed in the first part, and Thor is left to fight the Hulk on a gladiator planet without it. Both Thor and Hulk get their licks in during the fight, giving us a sense of how strong they both are. But one moment in particular gives us a chance to see how mighty Thor is. That's when he hits the Hulk with a giant non-mystical hammer hard enough to knock him the better part of a football field. Now the hammer Thor uses here is about as tall as he is, and the big metal head on it looks roughly the size and dimensions of a small block V8 engine, like the one found in a Chevy Corvette. Assuming his hammer is made out of a comparable metal to a car's engine block, that puts the weight of his hammer at around 700 pounds. Now let's say Thor hitting the Hulk is roughly like a major league hitter knocking a ball down the left field line. A baseball bat weighs just shy of 2 pounds. That means to get it going at the same sort of speed, Thor needs to be at the very least 350 times as strong as a big league batter. To help build up their hitting muscles, Major League ball players often do repeated sets of kettlebell swings. Most players use around 10-pound kettlebells for their workouts, so Thor presumably could do several sets with a 3,500-pound one. Or to put it another way, Thor could easily crack off a few dozen kettlebell swings with a brand new Porsche 911. But factor in that the Hulk is way bigger than a baseball, and it's clear that Thor is even stronger than that. Let's look at another moment from the movie. When he first lands on the gladiator planet Sakaar, Thor is attacked by a group of scavengers. When one comes at him, Thor grabs the guy and throws him a good 40 or 50 yards with one hand. To keep things in the baseball realm, that seems roughly as far as a strong man could throw a baseball with that same motion. A baseball weighs about 1/3 of a pound. Now if the guy Thor threw weighed about 200 pounds, that means he was throwing with about 600 times the force of a strong human. To find out what else that sort of strength would mean for the human or Asgardian body, we talked to physical fitness expert Ebenezer Samuel.
Okay, so Thor, not a baseball player, but he's probably borrowing a couple of their training ideas, just using a heck of a lot more, mythical resistance on that. There's two aspects when you have to swing at anything. One, you have to be able to rotate. That's a lot of like low to high cable wood chops, and that's a lot of hips and glutes, and it's your core transferring energies. At the same time, he's doing anti-rotation stuff too. If he can't stop himself and really maintain his core strength, he's gonna hit the Incredible Hulk and fall right backwards. So he's doing a lot of anti-rotation stuff that's like pal-offs, but he's doing pal-offs again with bands that you haven't seen in the gym before, probably stuff that are straight from Asgard. And then you see one more thing with Thor, and that's just the grip strength. You see it when he's flinging that guy back behind him. That's forearm curls, that's plate pinch holds, that's just holding big plates and really squeezing them. When he does bicep curls, he's really squeezing that dumbbell because that's another thing that really develops your forearm strength. You know Thor is powerful. There's a reason that he's the only guy in the universe that can lift that hammer.
There you have it. Based on his feats of strength, it seems Thor is about 600 times stronger than your average jacked guy of the same size. Of course, as a god, Thor doesn't really obey the laws of man or nature. So if you see him lifting a snake the size of a planet in the next Avengers movie, don't hold it against the writers.